Hello everyone, my name is Alberto, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while between the heat wave and some other problems. So in today's video I wanted to talk about the several sponsors that you see on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. I haven't gotten requests for sponsorships yet, but still I do see them everywhere. So from time to time I question myself and I'm like, what are they? Are they actually good? Will they be worth it? So I decided why not to buy them for myself and try them and see how they are. I did already do a video in the past about the Air app bottle, which I ended up quite enjoying actually. I still have it, still use it. It's not necessarily something that's for everyone, but it turned out to be a decent product. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about HelloFresh, which is a sponsor that I frequently see on YouTube in particular. It does sponsor a lot of people, and I always thought it was an interesting concept. If you've never heard of them, basically it's a company that creates these catered boxes for dinners, as they say, but obviously they could be lunches and meals in general. And they offer a number of types of meals that are pre-packaged with the raw ingredients, and they include a little recipe like this. So what I got was a 5-dinner pack for 2 people because I used one of the countless sponsors you can find everywhere, and I actually got a pretty good discount. I ended up paying around 40 euros for my pack, which for 5 meals for 2 people is actually a pretty good deal. I would normally spend little more in groceries, so that seemed like good value for money, and I thought why not try them. When you sign up, you have I think about 11 to 12 options to choose from, and they have several meal plans. They have a family meal plan, they have a vegetarian meal plan, and one that includes a calorie count if you're dieting or doing sports and you're interested in that sort of thing. I got a bit from all of them just to try. Also, obviously, it depends on the ingredients. They had a few fish dinners. I don't eat fish personally, so I didn't get any of them. So this was my experience. I got the box, opened it, and put all the ingredients in the fridge because everything comes packed with ice, but obviously between the heat wave and everything, it doesn't really last that long. So it was good to just put everything away as soon as possible. All the bags were numbered, and you had the corresponding recipes. So I started from the Korean style bibimbap spicy chicken. This was the first meal I did because it was included on the package that it was the first to eat. I'm assuming based on the eat before dates on the packages, which I did find quite long in general, so that's pretty good if for some reason you need to skip it one day or the other. This was called the bibimbap. If you ever had actual Korean bibimbap, this was not it, but it was inspired, I guess you could say. It was very close in flavor and it was decent enough. This one was one of the calorie count meals, and I'll insert the result here. Then I tried the teriyaki sauce noodles, sauteed veggies, and sesame seeds. This was a regular meal. It wasn't calorie count, obviously wasn't veggie or family. It was pretty decent, very similar. All the Asian style dinners are very similar between each other, but pretty decent meal. Portion size were great, so really happy with that. Again, I'll insert the result here of how it looked. Everything comes with the necessary ingredients, which is a little strange. If you're used to cooking, it's weird that you get like one carrot, one zucchini, but obviously everything is pre-dosed and pre-packaged with the exact amount you need. You have all the sauces. The only things that are left out are basic things like salt, olive oil, pepper, but everything else was included. As a third meal, I tried the falafel burger with tzatziki sauce and coleslaw. This was both a veggie and a family meal. It was also calorie count. This came with a falafel powder that you had to put together. Love the flavor of these. The only thing I would say is that the coleslaw was not a coleslaw, it was a cabbage and carrot salad because there was no sauce anywhere, no mayo, nothing. But again, pretty good, very refreshing meal. And this was the result. Then we had the caramelized pork, again Asian style, with sauteed vegetables and basmati rice. Again, very similar. Sauces were similar between themselves and the vegetables were as well, so that's why all these meals were quite similar to each other. This was another calorie count meal, but again, it was pretty great. This had a slightly different preparation because you had to actually make caramel, so it wasn't just all prepackaged. But yeah, this was the result of that. And the last meal we had was the non-fried nuggets with roasted potatoes and 3 sauces. This was a family meal, which is partially why I think was the blandest of all. I assumed they thought, family meal, children, they like chicken nuggets. And they were absolutely fine. It was fresh chicken nuggets, freshly made, so obviously nothing wrong with them. But the sauces were mayo, ketchup, and this aioli sauce, all packaged. The roasted potatoes were very simple, not super flavorful. This was probably the least favorite meal we had. It was still good and decent, but nothing too special. This is a result of that, and I'll get to my conclusions in a second. I think in general, this is a really nice service. It doesn't really save time or anything, if only for the shopping part, because you do get all the ingredients and the recipes. Everything is pre-packaged, sure, but you do still have to prepare everything. You have to cut the meat, the vegetables, cook everything separately. By the way, I think the only recipe that accounted for cooking everything in one single dish was the last one, the nuggets, because you bake everything on the same tray. But all these recipes, for some reason, were planned for you to use multiple pots and pans and bowls and things like that, which is fine. I guess I do love cooking myself. If I had to plan something like this, I would go for something that's a bit more practical. But again, that's fine. The recipes were pretty good. I think some ideas from the recipes I did keep and use again, just with my own ingredients and doses and recipes. As a service itself, I did really enjoy it. I would probably try it again. The only thing I would say is, although you do have a choice of around 11 meals per week, it is fairly limited in the sense that all the meals, as I said, are pretty similar, at least the ones we tried. The flavors are good, but they are all kind of the same flavor. So if you do want something that's wildly different and you have some either dietary restriction or there's some specific ingredient you don't eat, you might have to kind of adjust for what they offer. But that said, it was a pretty good experience. I'm not 100% sure about the full price of the service because they seem to have so many discounts going on, and I don't know if based on your account the discounts can be kept up, or after a while, since you did buy with the discount already, you would have to go full price. There is a sort of scaled price range after you get their own specific discount that you can get, but again, that kind of fades over time because it goes from like I think it's like 30%, 20%, 10%, something like that on consecutive orders. I just thought I would make a quick video about this because, again, I see a lot of people talking about it when they're sponsored by it, but obviously that sort of assumes a little bias when they're showcasing the service. So I thought it might be interesting in case any of you wanted to try it. This used to be a US only service. That's why it took me a while to actually get to try it here in Italy, but now it seems to be all over Europe and the US. In case you wanted to try it and you wanted to see how it actually worked, I hope this was useful for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye, have a great day.